Assalamu alaikum. We want to talk today to you about find out your name, how old you are, where you're from, and your journey to Islam.
Alright, so Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ismael Saleem. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. Lived here basically all my life. And my journey to Islam, I was born Muslim, so my grandfather converted to Islam in like the 70s, right? Yeah. And so then my father was born Muslim, and then I'm Muslim, so I'm third generation. Alhamdulillah. Anything else I want to add? I would say that I really took Islam seriously probably when I was like in high school, and I always knew I was Muslim, like in like elementary school, middle school, but it never really clicked to me like, oh wait, I'm different, like I'm Muslim, like I have beliefs that are different from other people, and I have to like justify why I have those beliefs. But then in high school, people would ask me questions, be like, oh, do you fast during Ramadan? Like, you mean you don't eat anything for a whole month? I'm like, no. Then they clicked to me, like, I have to explain why I believe my religion. I can't just live my life just like not knowing why I believe what I believe. So that's when I started delving deeper into it and trying to learn more about it. So that's a brief summary.
Do you have Muslim friends that help?
For most of my life, I didn't really have that many Muslim friends. Most of my friends are not Muslim. And the Muslim friends I did have were not trying to steer me in the right direction. Alhamdulillah, I never did anything like crazy, and I think that's because of my upbringing. Also because of the fact that I'm just, I guess you could say I'm a little hard-headed. Like, if someone's trying to convince me to do something, and I don't want to do it, and they're pressuring me, I don't want to do it even more. So, but yeah, I didn't have any real Muslim friends until very recently, actually, like 2 years ago. It was actually funny, like one of my, he's actually okay, let me go back. So I have a friend, a close friend of mine, one of the first Muslim friends I met that was actually trying to make sure that I stay on the religion and like talk to me about Islam and stuff like that. I was in the masjid and someone introduced me to him. And I was like, hey man, how are you? I was like, where are you from? He was like, oh, I'm from Nigeria. And then I was like, oh, but I was like, yeah, I lived here in Norfolk for a while though. I was like, oh, okay. Like, how long? He was like, yeah, I left when I was in middle school. I was like, okay, what middle school did you go to? He went to the same exact middle school that I did. And I was like, okay, well, do you know this person? He said, yes. This person? Yes. This person? Yes. So like he knew everyone that I knew, and he went to the same middle school as me. And we never knew each other until now, and now we're like very close friends. And so from that, I had like much more friends. And I actually, before that, I made dua. I asked Allah to like give me good Muslim friends because it's hard trying to be the only Muslim who's like trying to practice. I don't think I'm a perfect Muslim at all, but I try my best, and like I feel like I was kind of the only one. And so alhamdulillah, it was good to have like other Muslim friends around me now who are also trying to practice the deen and trying to be on that journey with me.
So the last thing I want to ask you is any advice or anything you want to give to anyone who is interested in Islam? What avenues do you think it would take to learn more about it?
If you're interested in Islam, I would say, obviously there's the obvious ones, like read the Quran, see for yourself what you think about it, obviously learn online, but I also think it's important to actually go out and meet Muslims and see the community and see how people are, and see what effect Islam has on people. Because it's one thing to like read about it, it's another thing to see it like practically applied in someone's life. So actually seeing someone, like people going to a masjid, seeing people actually pray together, talking to people who actually pray 5 times a day and being like, oh wow, like how do you do that? How do you fast in Ramadan? Things like that. Seeing what the Islamic character actually is and what Islam teaches us, like through our actions and things like that. So I would say that's probably one of the most important things that I would say.
Generally, people your age are not really serious about God and religion. So why do you think that you are?
Why am I?
Yeah.
I'd say it's just my upbringing, I would say. Yeah, just how I was raised. Alhamdulillah, I had good parents, and they kept me firm. And so that's what I would attribute it to it most. Well, first, obviously, to Allah, and then second, to my parents and my upbringing. And then also, thanks to my upbringing, even though, because a lot of people have good upbringings, but they still fall short, and they still like fall into things. I think with me, it was that I was able to like kind of see everything like unfold like in front of me. So for example, like I had a lot of non-Muslim friends, like I said before. Most of my friends are non-Muslim for like most of my life. And I would see what they would go through, like when they like do certain things, or if they don't believe in God and something bad happens in their life and they can't really process it. And I would just kind of see that as an observer and just be like, wow, that's how my life could have been. And they would talk to me and be like, man, Ismael, like your life is so calm and stress-free. It is not, but that's what they think. That's what they think. And I'm like, like why is that? And it's like, well, it's because I follow Islam. Like, to you, it seems like I'm stress-free because of like what Islam prohibits me and encourages me to do. So that's what I would attribute it to mostly.
All right, thank you much. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.